Today's recovery of the month is going to focus on the hips and legs. I am Dr. Amy, your host. Welcome to the Fortress Physical Therapy YouTube channel. If you don't mind right now, just hit subscribe. Content coming at your fingertips. 3 different movements here to focus on today. You will need a band or a long strap of some sort, particularly a band, because our first movement is going to be kind of cool, different setups that we can set up here. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to perform 5 banded or resisted Jefferson curls. Now, if this is too much, do this without the band, no band. But a Jefferson curl is this. We're thinking starting from our head down to our sacrum or buttocks, that each spine is unlocking, and then we're restacking that spine or those spines on top of each other. So it's going to look like this without the band option. I'm going to gently flex my neck, think around my shoulder, envisioning every spine unlocking as I lower my fingertips on the front of my shins down to my toes. Now from this position, I'm keeping my chin tucked. Now I'm going to reverse this process. I'm going to think starting from my booty. Each lower spine is stacking on top of each other. And then I'm going to look forward. Now, with the band option, kind of like to do these with the band kind of around my neck. It doesn't have to be something that's super thick, which means it's hard to pull, but this band is about maybe like an inch width, somewhere in that range. But I'm going to step on it, and then I'm going to put this band over my neck, so I look like this. Okay? I'm going to think flex my neck. I'm going to use my hands to guide the band. Unlock each spine. I'm just guiding the band. Now, when I get here, there's not going to be a lot of tension. And then I'm going to flex back up, or think each band is stacking. Each spine is stacking on top of each other, sorry. Now be mindful here with the band. If this is too much around the neck, which we can cause a little bit of constriction, you can hold the bands like so. So kind of in this position, or if you want to give yourself a little bit of a resistance here, totally fine as this way. Don't forget, when you get to a certain position, we're not going to have resistance until you perhaps maybe cross the knee. So this is another good alternative here. I'll do one more from here, and I'll show you one more from that, I guess, that almost semi-front rack or Zercher position. So I'll kind of get the band here in my elbows. Flex the neck around the shoulders. Again, not going to have a lot of resistance here until I get to this more top end range. So, 5 banded or resisted Jefferson curls. I will say, from personal experience, holding the bands at the end here as we step into the band itself is probably one of the better options, but play around with that and see how that feels more comfortable for you. Next movement, we're going to get into the laying down position. These last 2 are going to be laying down. Each leg accumulates 60 seconds of a hamstring stretch. So I'm going to bring this band to help my leg in this nice straight leg position. I feel a pretty good stretch right here. I might hold this position perhaps for 20 seconds. But I'm going to accumulate this straight leg position. I'm going to accumulate 60 seconds. Then, once I maybe feel like I'm stretched out in this position after 20 seconds, I'm going to deviate a little bit towards midline or towards my leg that is laying on the ground. Ooh. And I feel a little bit more of a stretch towards maybe the outer portion of this leg. Maybe I'll kind of hang out within my 60-second period for 20 seconds here. Maybe my last 20 seconds, I'm going to lower my leg and bring it a little more across. There we go. Now, if you can see me, or my hand, I feel a little more kind of stretch going into my booty when I bring the leg across. So maybe I will hold this position for my last 20 seconds. Demo with my other leg here. Maybe you start in a lower position because that's where you feel the stretch already, and more so the center of the hamstring. Maybe you accumulate 20 seconds here within your 60-second time frame. Maybe you bring it across. Now I feel it a little more on the outside here. But the main focus is really trying to keep this knee straight, because if we keep it unlocked, we're not really, I guess, stretching any muscle, right? In order to bias our hamstring, we have to extend our knee or straighten our knee and kind of flex the hip muscle or the hip joint, excuse me. All right, so we're going to accumulate 60 seconds on each leg with that banded hamstring stretch at various positions. Our last movement, we're still going to stay on the ground. You might have heard or seen the famous piriformis stretch. So we're going to cross one leg over the opposing knee. Then I'm going to bring that knee that's supporting my lower leg, I'm going to try to grab it with my hands. So you can see I'm in this figure 4 position. I'll show you from kind of this angle, this guy. So again, I'm going to cross my leg. One hand's going to go through the window I just made, the other one's just coming across. And I'm just going to pull this leg that I'm wrapped around on my hands or on my knee. Just going to pull it in a little bit, and I really feel this hip getting all nice and stretched out. Now, we're going to accumulate 60 seconds here. So 60 seconds on the right, 60 seconds on the left. But there's another caveat to this. If you want something a little bit different, we'll kind of turn a little more perhaps like this. So we have our stretch position here. If you gently just rotate your legs, so I'm stretching my right leg right now, I'm rotating towards the left, and I'm just going to take my left hand and just hold my leg there. My body is facing straight towards, my eyes are towards the ceiling. I get a different type of stretch sensation on my hip. It feels really nice. It's subtle. So this is another alternative to the piriformis stretch. I'll show you from this angle. Again, we're going to accumulate 60 seconds on each leg. So the more traditional that you'll probably see on some of the videos that you search. But then I'm just going to drop my leg so that my foot meets the ground. And then I just get this nice little like deeper stretch sensation, like really around that hip joint. It feels good. It's not super intense. And then my other hand's just kind of like hanging onto my ankle. And again, I'm going to accumulate 60 seconds here. And then I'm just going to get back into that position to get out, so I'm not really straining my back. So, those are our 3 movements today. You will need a band for the Jefferson curl if you want some resistance, and then definitely a band or a strap for the supine or laying on your back hamstring stretch, and then that nice piriformis stretch, glute stretch, that if you add that little lower body rotation, it's very, very nice. That's a common thing that I'll prescribe to my patients if they need it. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you on the next recovery of the month with Dr. Amy.